Hello, I'm Rosie and this is my to read bookcase. On this bookcase are nearly all the physical books that I own that I have not yet read. As you can see, there are quite a lot of them, so I am going to go through each one and just show you which ones I've got. I've also got a few dotted around elsewhere in the house, which I will also show you, because this video is going to be all of the books that I have yet to read that I own in physical format. So in no particular order, we have Angel of Storms by Trudy Canavan, which is the second book in the Millennium's Rule series, and this book is also signed by the author, which is excellent. I then have Flawed by Celia Ahern, My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brodie Ashton and Jodie Meadows, Sisters of Treason by Elizabeth Fremantle, I can't say the surname. I then have The Invasion of the Tearling, which is the second book in the Queen of the Tearling series. I don't know what the series is called, but I need to read this book because the third and final book is coming out soon. So Crashing Heaven by Al Robertson, Reading the World by Anne Morgan, which is a book about books from all over the world, and it sounds just basically excellent. Mouse by Art Spiegelman, which is a graphic novel. The Bands of Mourning by Brandon Sanderson, and as you can see, this is also signed by the author. Something Rotten by Jasper Fforde, this is the fourth book in the Thursday Next series. The Winner's Crime and The Winner's Kiss, both by Marie Rudkowski, and these two are the second and third books in the Winner's trilogy. The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch, this is the 10th anniversary edition of the book, and while I have listened to it as an audiobook, I've not actually read the physical version of the book. The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie, this is also a 10th anniversary edition of this book, but one that I've not read at all. Vanity Fair by William Makepeace Thackeray, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, Ovid's Metamorphoses, which was lent to me by a friend and I still haven't read yet, Latin Alive by Joseph B. Solodo, which is a non-fiction book about the survival of Latin in modern day languages, A Madness So Discreet by Mindy McGuinness, Da Vinci's Tiger by L.M. Eliot, Falling in Love by Donna Leone, which as you can see is a signed copy, and from Hatchards, which is a fabulous shop, Everyday Sexism by Laura Bates. I did say this would be in no particular order, but now I think it'll probably be in roughly the order that the books are on my bookcase. We're just going into a bunch of non-fiction now, and this is of course non-fiction. Peter Ackroyd, The History of England, Volume 1, Foundation. You've Been Publicly Shamed by John Ronson, Awakenings by Oliver Sacks, The Truth About Dogs by Stephen Budiansky, The Character of Cats, also by Stephen Budiansky, Half a King by Joe Abercrombie, Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood, The Blind Assassin, also by Margaret Atwood, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies by Jane Austen and Seth Grahame-Smith, The Elegance of the Hedgehog by Muriel Barbary, 12 Kings by Bradley Beaulieu, The Rule of Four by Ian Caldwell and Dustin Thomason, Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, which is the first book in the Dark Artifices series, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke, The Catalyst by Helena Coggan, Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden, The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman, The Magicians by Lev Grossman, The Fire Sermon by Francesca Haig, The Gospel of Loki by Joanne M. Harris, Fool's Quest by Robin Hobb, which is the second book in the Fitz and the Fool series, Earth, Air, Fire and Custard by Tom Holt, The Silent History by Eli Horowitz, Matthew Derby and Kevin Moffat, Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, The Gunslinger by Stephen King, and The Drawing of Three by Stephen King, books 1 and 2 of the Dark Tower series, The Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence, The Young Elites by Mary Lou, The Armageddon Rag, Tough Voyaging, and Fever Dream, all by George R.R. Martin. Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. Across the Wall by Garth Nix, which is a series of short stories based around the Abortion series, I think. Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Nation by Terry Pratchett. The Monster of Florence by Douglas Preston and Mario Spezzi, which is apparently a true story. I'll find out when I read it. The Black Book by Ian Rankin. The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. Eileen by Otessa Moshfegh, which was longlisted and I believe then shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize of 2016. The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch, which is the third book in the Gentleman Bastards series. War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Here I Stand, which is a collection of essays and stories by authors about human rights. This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. The Serpent King by Jeff Zentner. Everland by Wendy Spinal. Dumpling by Julie Murphy. City of Fallen Angels. City of Lost Souls. And City of Heavenly Fire, all by Cassandra Clare, and are the 4th, 5th and 6th books in the Mortal Instruments series. The Petrified Flesh, which is the first book in Cornelia Funk's Reckless series. The Map of Bones by Francesca Haig, which is the second book in the Fire Sermon series. And Frostblood, which it says Fireblood there, but it's actually called Frostblood. And those are all the physical books that I own that I've not yet read. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.